Look at what we found! It's a secret field!
There she is. We are on our way to Santa Isabel. It's about an hour drive. And we're gonna be hiking. We're joining some friends. It's gonna be a fun adventure.
So excited. But first step, burritos!
Bacon, Fabulous burrito. We literally get this every single week.
Dos Brazas, shout out. Right by the airport, so good. Not even my own.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Damn. Let's do this thing.
Raining.
Sadly, we had to cut the amazing time that we had with Julia and Noah, the people that we just hugged, very short because of what? Rain, mist, crazy
I know,
blizzards.
we would have gotten the camera all jacked up. We're like, let's just not go there.
Yeah. So this is our second attempt of recording on our second awesome hike, and we're going to be reminiscing about 2 or 3 amazing adventures that we went on.
Let's do it. A adventurous story that comes to my mind is when Jake and I started dating for the first time. It was like a Torrey Pines hike, whatever. And you know, you stay on the path, there's cool boulders at the bottom. My first time going on a date with Jake, and he's like, you know, let's just go off the path, let's just adventure off. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like I wanna do adventurous stuff. I'm like with this guy for the first time. So we go off this path and we end up literally going over the side of the mountain, like by the ocean. There's no path, and it's just like rocks all the way down. It's steep, there's no path. Like you can literally fall off and like really hurt yourself, if not worse. We went down that whole mountain, guys, and that was a crazy adventure. And then we got to the beach, and then some lady in charge yelled at us, and then we just walked on the beach. So that was fun.
I used to live in a rich house. I wasn't actually rich, I was pretty poor, but I rented a room from these rich people who are also really close friends of mine. And what we ended up doing is Kaylee and I, at the back of the house were all these crazy mountains. They were technically not allowed to go because it was illegal, but I did it, we did it anyways. So we went back there and we were climbing up a mountain, and then there's a whole nother huge mountain. Actually, we have a whole video about like hidden mountains, which is like a metaphor, which we talk about. But this was a literal hidden mountain. And what we did instead was, it was getting about like 5 p.m. or whatever. So I decided, you know, it would be a great idea if we climbed this mountain. So we start climbing the mountain, you know, it starts getting pretty dark. There's no actual trail because we're not supposed to be back there. At 7 p.m., 2 hours later, we can't go up to the mountain, like to the top, because it looks way too big and way too far. So we ended up not doing it. We were stuck at halfway up a mountain in the middle of nowhere as it's getting dark with no trail. As we were coming back, Kaylee was a little frustrated, and it got to a point where she might have been crying. I don't know, I don't remember. But we ended up finding our way back after getting lost a couple of times. So I'm glad that we're here to make this video, but that was a very interesting adventure that we went on. Well, I hoped that you loved all the adventure stories that we had and all that jazz, but now we're gonna tell you one thing from each of us that we love about adventures as newlyweds. Go.
Something that I've taken away from being newlyweds and going on adventures, being out in the forest, Julian, whatever, I learned so much about Jake. I don't know what it is, just being in a new environment, doing new and exciting, adventurous things. I feel new parts of our personalities come out. And it's super cool to like think about that. I feel as we get settled into, you know, you get married, it's exciting, honeymoon's exciting. But then when things settle, you start kind of noticing, I've noticed some new things about my husband I never knew there was before. So it's been pretty cool.
One thing that I like about our adventures that we're going on, that it pushes our bodies and our minds to the limit.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
It makes us feel more bold about our lives, about the things that we're doing, because we're actually bold on our adventure. Totally. I also think it transfers to our daily life, being more bold in our daily life, because of the crazy rules that we broke or that crazy mountain that we climbed. So I like that it builds adventure for me, at least in our relationship. It builds swagger, which is cool. Like
Swagger.
we feel more confident in ourselves in the decisions that we make, and we're more bold in those decisions.
Yeah.
Because of the adventures that we're on.
I do agree. I agree. It plays out into our everyday life. It's a good one, man. If you want to know our honest thoughts about how newlywed life is going, go ahead and just click on one of the videos up there.
Yes, hopefully we're not in the way. I don't really know.
I don't know.
The other thing that we are just excited about is the fact that you're here in general, because we love helping newlyweds or aspiring newlyweds find or feel more equipped in their first year of marriage.
Oh, yes.
So there's that.
Oh, it's so pretty outside. Get out. Just go.
Yeah,
Go to
leave.
the world. Do something crazy.
Tell me this tree isn't straight from like a horror film.
I'm scared.
All these crazy birds.
Yes, demonic.
Whoa.